right, so welcome back.
Yes, sir. To another episode of Context, Not Content.
Word, word.
I'm Diego.
I'm
This is
Vic.
Vic.
We're gonna set it off. First off, I wanted to thank God for being here. Some of my friends didn't wake up this morning. I had one of my friends pass this morning. I got the news. But life is short, man. Be grateful for every day and make the best that you can of every day. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, live it up like it's your last.
right.
Do
Always,
everything to the fullest, 100%.
always.
All gas, no brakes.
Mhm. What you got though?
Oh, I got
I know you got
yeah,
something. I see you
you
rubbing your hands
yeah,
together.
I do the Birdman. But I got General, the missing General from
Oh, okay.
let me get I
Not
would have
not
this
just
rec.
the general though.
No, yeah, seven others too.
Yeah, it's others. It's others.
Seven others. Let me get on my Grizzly. I should have had this
And
already
they're
open.
saying that is associated with the UFO
Yes,
disappearance.
actually, it's General Neil McCaslin. That's
uh And then Monica Razor went
yes,
missing also
yes,
last year, last
yes.
summer,
Okay, there,
from
but
similar circumstances. I might add.
yes. Now this I don't have written down, right? But going off of what I know, they both worked on that. It's a metal. You could look it up. It's a metal that they were working on that was heat couldn't mess with it. It was just like a metal. I can't remember what the name of the metal is. Like I said, I should have been prepared. But
They
they
was
used to
working on
use
some type of alloy to go into
metal.
space,
Yeah, the
right?
metal that they used to use for rockets. But
Yeah.
they used to use the Russians
Mhm.
things for the rockets. The
Right.
technology, not technology, but the fuel or the metal, whatever they were
Right.
using for the rockets. So they all worked at that. He looked over, and she was part of the people that put together the alloy of the metal they were trying to work on.
Mm.
So yeah, it's all connected, and he has deep ties. He's from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. That's like one of the spots that's bigger than
So was he
Area
was
51.
he a retired military? Was he?
Air Force Air Force general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then they said he had a
He was
great.
working in the research lab. Was he working in the same research lab as she was?
Yes, he was looking over it. And
Oh.
all of the other four missing people, they're connected too.
Mm.
It's all connected. They all worked at Caltech. I think it was at Caltech, but far they had Caltech connections. But yeah, a lot of you not. He was around like Roswell days, stuff like that, a little after. So he's privy to a lot of information. Like I said, Wright Patterson Air Force Base is bigger than Area 51. That's where all the stuff is at.
But do
Ohio.
but do you think it's
I want to say Hangar 13. You want to look it
Ohio?
up? Yeah, that's where Wright Patterson Air Force Base is
Okay.
at. Yeah, but I want to say Hangar 13 is where all that underground stuff is at. Hangar 13.
Mm.
Yeah,
What underground stuff they got over there?
aliens. Bodies.
Alien technology. You think
Tech.
that it was never at Area 51? That it was always
Some of it
there?
was at Area 51, but yeah, most of it went to Wright Patterson
Mm.
Air Force Base, Hangar 13. I
Yeah,
know
cause
this.
I
I know.
always wondered what they did with, like, cause they said like some of the researchers that was there when the crash actually happened,
Hmm.
they said it was made of some type of metal that it was light enough for you to crumple up, like, and it'll just go back flat
Right.
again, like without even,
And what metal
and
we
they
talking
couldn't
about right
destroy
now?
it.
What metal we talking about? What they
Yeah,
was working on, right?
yeah.
Makes sense, right?
Mhm.
You know.
Mhm.
So they had it back then, but you got to reverse, like I always said, it reverse
Verse.
engineer it. But that
Mhm.
takes a long time. You not that's some
Especially
tech.
with alien
Yeah.
technology,
Hmm.
you really not gonna know what you're doing.
Absolutely. So yeah.
Didn't
Uh,
a asteroid or something just fall in Ohio somewhere or something, or
I
like a
don't know.
meteorite?
I don't
You
know.
didn't hear about that
No.
story? Okay. Yeah. It was a meteorite that landed and it shook the whole city, and let me see. Or was it in Arizona? It was recently, man. Meteor fell and they were trying to find fragments of it, and they found a few people found fragments of it. Um, But there was a whole article on it the other day, and I can't find it,
They don't want you to find it. You know what I'm saying?
man.
They don't want you to find it. And now we can't, because there's certain things I look at, and I like this whole thing. Like I told you, I heard about it like Tuesday, because I'm just in the
Yeah,
car and
I think that's around the time when I heard
I'm
about it
listening to
too.
a
Tuesday.
YouTube or something like that. I'm just watching YouTube,
Mhm.
somebody I follow, and he was talking about it, but nobody really was talking about it until maybe like the major news outlets weren't talking about it till like 2 days ago.
Mhm.
But he was talking about it then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 4 days prior. So yeah, it's just but it's
Huh?
funny that it happens days after Trump said, "I need all these files, all of your files, UFO files. I need them. We need to have them joints in the open. We need
Mhm.
them to be
Have you looked
read." And
over any of them yet?
no, I've been on stuff like that. I don't even need to look over it to excuse me, to be honest with you, because I'm well privy and well rounded on that information since back in the day. There's nothing in
Mhm.
there that I wouldn't know about, and I'm not going to sound like I'm like part of the shadow government or know somebody in there, but from what I've been learning through the course of decades and decades and decades, it's nothing that I don't know about. You
But did
know,
you hear about Elon Musk? He's planning on being on the moon, having cities on the moon in the next 10 years.
I could believe it. I didn't hear about it, but I could believe it.
Yeah, he's setting his new plan because initially he was going to do the thing to Mars,
Hmm.
and but I guess that didn't work out in the timeline that he planned because they were supposed to launch last year to go to Mars,
He can't do Mars.
but he probably is like, look, that's just too far. It's gonna take too long. Like it's like I don't think they had the technology to do that. But he's like the moon. He's gonna try to do the moon now and let people inhabit the moon. He's gonna
Hmm.
do some type of machine. He said is gonna go there and it's gonna be able to make stuff grow. So I don't know what type of machine he has that he's gonna send over there, but he's already got the rocket technology because that's what NASA uses all his stuff to go to
Hmm.
the and his goal is 10 years, man. So what do you think about that? Going to the moon in 10 years, man. You be going to visit
I
and
got a lot
seeing
of
what
things
see.
to say about that. First off, with the Mars, he can't do Mars.
Yeah, we know
No, no,
Mars
no,
can't
no.
be done.
Mars is already done. That's what I'm
Yeah.
telling. Listen to me, brother. Mars is already done. They've already done that. That's going on in Mars. Y'all make sure y'all look at my homegirl Linda Moulton Howe. She lets you know about all this stuff. With real sources. But they've been had the tubes, the like test tubes in Mars and going and living inside there and creating stuff. So, as far as the moon, I'm surprised because the moon is already colonized, pretty much so.
You think so?
Yes, yes.
What side of the
The
moon? The
dark
dark
side,
side that we can't see?
yeah, the dark
Okay.
side. So I think,
Colonized with what? With people?
ancient aliens maybe. They say it's kind of like it's like a. They also say the moon is like not real. It's kind of like a big satellite,
Mm-hmm.
but it has ancient ruins there too. So it's
Mm.
kind of like what's the Transformer, Unicron, kind of
No,
something like
yeah.
that. You see what I'm saying? Like, but that's what they say to you.
But
It's
then,
hollow on the
but
inside.
this is my whole thing. Like, you remember when that little the comment that they said the cigar shaped one that flew past us or whatever, and they said it was a visitor or whatever,
Okay.
in the spaceship. You know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
My whole thing is we don't know alien stuff enough to know that the alien itself might be that actual rock that's floating through. Like that might be the actual alien. We just
Hmm.
don't understand like properties and like all the things because we didn't even know what makes it fly or make it go fast because it was changing speeds at certain times. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
like we don't know if it was something being flown or if it could have just been a satellite for all we know. Or that
Could
could
have
have
been a
been the
drone.
actual alien. Yeah, it could have been could have been a bunch of different
Yeah.
things, but like it's just
I mean, an alien drone. I'm not talking about like
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
you know.
But it's just strange to me like if they can travel all of these light years and all this it's obviously stuff that we can't understand about it. We're not going to be able to comprehend.
But they help us though. Some of them help us. The tall whites. I said us. So they help some of these people. The tall whites, the Nordics. They
Mhm.
look more like Norwegian, blonde hair, blue eyes, but the tall whites are like 7, 8 feet.
How do you think they give us this information and feed us these things? Do you think they come to us and make it look like a dream? Because a lot of times we dream stuff. Do you
Hmm.
think that's like, you know how we talked about like when we have deja vu?
Right.
That's really like probably a dream that you had about something already. That's
Hmm.
why you it's familiar to you. It's
Right.
not something that you lived before. It's something that you've already been shown. You just forgot about it. Just like you wake up sometimes, you forget about the dream you had. You remember
Hmm.
it when you wake up, but by the time you take a shower and brush your teeth, you've forgotten about the
Yeah,
dream.
piece and sometimes piece
Mm.
by piece. Either for me, sometimes I completely forget it, and sometimes it
You
just
remember
piece
little
by
bits,
piece start fading away during the course of the
right?
day
During the course of the
as it
day,
goes
yeah,
on.
yeah, yep,
It's like,
yep,
oh
yep,
man, I can't remember. So you
yeah.
got it, like you said, you got to
Uh,
write things down. So do
so,
you
but do you
believe
think? But do you think you're given those things by, what I'm saying, by somebody like because we don't
like
know
an
how to
alien?
interpret how to, what I'm saying, how
I
somebody
don't
gives us
think so. I
information,
think, like I said, that
or
with
do you
that,
think you're just seeing a possibility of what can be if you went this way and you end up going this way, and that's why you saw that.
I would look at it more towards that direction because you got to think about the human brain
Mm-hmm.
and how much of it the percentage of it, the percentage of the brain that we do not use, right?
Right.
But when we sleep and we're relaxed, it's all the way at its highest capacity because
Mm-hmm.
we're relaxed, we're not worried.
Mm-hmm.
It's just. So I think that's why dreams are so vivid. I believe in if you miss somebody or something like that, you could be connected to them in a dream. If you're dreaming about somebody, y'all might be, connected.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, when you have dreams, I think it's more like the brain working at its highest capacity.
Okay.
You know.
Well, how do you think these beings, these tall whites, as you refer to them,
Hmm.
how do you think they're transferring information to these people? You think they're just coming to them directly, and they already know who they are and where they're from?
I think through telepathy, the telepathy, of course, as far as communicating,
Mm-hmm.
but they've been if they had a treaty years and years and years ago when Roswell happened or what may it be,
Mm-hmm.
they've been coming here. So it's like going to a job, right?
But who would they
They
have a
coming in
treaty with?
the tall whites.
No, who do tall whites have a treaty with?
Oh, the United States of America.
Just the United States of
But it's not
America?
really the tall whites that has the treaties. Those are the grays. You know, Eisenhower went and visit those cats and had a meeting with them. I want to say at Patterson, left Patterson Air Force Base.
Okay, but so you think that
It's
that
called the
the United
Grenada
States,
Treaty.
you
It's
think the United States is the only one that's receiving assistance from?
no, no. I think far as like galactically, when it
Hmm.
comes to that, I think both all countries have their format where they're collaborating on that.
Okay,
If that makes sense.
okay,
Now, some technology we ain't gonna share because we gonna want something to use for just our own self. But I
right.
believe it's like remember the X Files? They had like 12 people from different countries.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
then the little
yeah,
shadow
yeah,
people. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's kind of how what I believe is going on. And they definitely can't give us the all the technology that they have because then they're
Hmm.
like, man will just take it and just
Yeah.
try to be, and they already know, man. They like, look, we know y'all. We're not gonna give all this.
Or do they want the technology for themselves
I don't think.
because they are men themselves, right?
Well,
So it's
yeah, that's
like
what
they not gonna give it to
you
everybody.
talking about, the tall grays. Yeah,
I
but
mean,
that's
yeah, I'm
that's
not.
true,
Yeah,
and that's what's gonna keep them in
hmm.
control over everybody. Because if we give it to you, you're not gonna need us no more.
Yeah. See, and what
Huh?
you gonna call it? The tall grays are not the tall white. Tall whites are nice. They good. They good people, man.
Yeah,
They good
I read
people.
about them.
But the grays, the short ones, those are androids. They got the
Androids.
tall grays though, not tall, but they're taller than them.
Now,
Yeah.
when you say androids, is it an android in our sense of an android is metal, or is it more of a like a biological type of like android?
I would say a biological android. Yeah,
Okay,
like you said. Yeah,
of
not like a
alien
robot. Yeah, but
alien
yeah,
technology.
yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
they do all the bidding. That's them the ones everybody see. Most of those are the aliens everybody always see it. I got a gray, big head, gray alien.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. You got to expand on that one day, man.
Oh no, no, I will. I got to be prepared for that one. But yeah, I was just. But yeah, I could go on for days with stuff like that.
So, in reference to the disappearances, do you think that has something to do with with the greatest.